Hey guys, this is Ben,
And I'm Brian.
and welcome back to MTM, the Minuteman channel, where we're trying to help you figure out what to do with your lives. All right, no,
You can't even do that. You can't even do that because he doesn't know. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Anyway,
in all seriousness, though, welcome back to MTM. We just did a first part sort of series to our AR builds that we have. It was the shorter variants that we have. Today we're going to kind of go over the not DMR or SPR necessarily versions, but just the longer versions, because I don't think either of us are qualified to tell you about long distance shooting yet. So both going to kind of tell you what we have. We're going to make this a little shorter and just tell you guys, if you want to know more about the lowers, just go back to the first video. We did a little bit more in-depth about that. So just go back to that if you really have questions about it. If not, drop a comment and we'll see what we can answer. But Ben, you started off last time. Go for it again.
All right. So for legal purposes, this lower is the exact same but a different one. Same but different. Okay. Anyway, so this is a SIG 1-6. How to do that? But it's pretty good for going out from 25 yards all the way out to 200. Past then, it starts to get a little bit difficult to see where you're aiming at. The dot, the center.
Glasses. That's all it is.
So, get some binoculars. They will help for you to.
Hey, did you show clear?
I don't need to.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I'll look down the barrel.
Okay.
Anyway, see guys, it's
gun safety.
It's gun safety. So this upper I got for really cheap online again. And it was actually a clamshell in the front, a Magpul clamshell. It still is as light as the Magpul. This is a Midwest Industries rail. Brian was a sucker and bought the wrong one for his that had the front sight post. So I bought it off of him. Wow. See, having friends does help. Financial decisions can sometimes be good, but most of the time they're
doesn't
bad.
help that.
So anyway, that's that. I like the rail, personally. I know you don't, but I think it looks good for what I have.
Different reason.
So again, the BCM, this one does not have that little trap door, so it's just open there. You can't hold anything in it, which is, I kind of have a problem with that, but whatever.
Where did you get the one with the trap door? Because I actually have no idea that existed. I've always just had the
I thought I got it at
ones.
PSA, but maybe I got it on like Primary Arms or something.
Okay, fair enough.
So that's that. Really, the only thing that's worth mentioning here is I have a Surefire flash hider, the 3-prong one that's open, and I can tell you this thing rings so bad at the range, like incredibly.
Wait, hold on. Let's do it this way. Do the thing. Do the thing. Flick it. There you go. I don't know if you can hear that with the mic that we have, but it does.
It rings, and so I would not recommend it. I know that's like the Gucci thing to go, like the last video on the Mark 18, which thank goodness I went with the closed time one because I would be dying right now. Anyway, so that's that. Normal government issued, not government issued. Sorry,
government profile.
Government profile.
Are you a Fed?
Anyway, yep. So this is 1-9 twist. And yeah, really nothing
1
special.
1 and 9?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Do you know what barrel that is then? Huh.
Interesting.
Okay.
Anyway, it is a 5.56 barrel, so
she cooking.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's that. Again, nothing special. You wanted to take it away with yours?
Certainly. I'm a BCM sucker, and I like my completed guns. So
out of all the things, BCM's pretty good to be suckered into.
That's fair. The lower is exactly the same as the 11.5 lower that you guys already saw in the other video, so if you have questions about it, go back to that. The only thing I'll note is I do have the BCM grip on here instead of the Magpul one. I really like this grip. I like the Magpul one too. I just haven't bothered to change anything because it works. So working up to the top, I do have a Vortex Strike Eagle 1-8, and this has the illuminated reticle. Do you have the illuminated?
Yes, it is.
So both of them illuminated. He pointed this out to me at one point in time previously, so I'll point it out to you guys now and give him credit. The LPVO, you taking credit for that?
I guess I will.
The LPVO, if you're standing directly in front of it, you can see the reticle if it's on at a little farther distance. So take note of that if you're trying to hide.
For reasons.
Just be aware that people may be able to see your reticle. This is the etched reticle, and if you'll notice, that's why I don't have backup irons on this. I used to have the 45 offsets on this, and then realized really don't need them because this goes all the way down to 1 power. I can still use it as just a regular old red dot. And if it ever goes down, quote unquote, as far as the actual reticle illumination, I still have the etched reticle on there, so I just chose to not throw those on there anymore. So
just a quick note about 1 times magnification. It is not the same as just your plain eyesight, Mark 1 Mod 0 eyesight. It still is magnified to a point. I was actually looking at a wall and started to walk up to it, and you can totally tell that.
Is it like 1.5 or something like that?
Yeah, still it's very slight, but if you do things close up, it will also you'll be able to tell. So that's just something to point out there.
It's true. This is just on a vortex mount, nothing spectacular here. I think if I remember correctly, I got this from PSA for like $300 between the mount and the actual scope, which is, in my opinion, a pretty good deal for what you're paying for. I have not had any issues with this scope. I've used it for 2 years now, and I've reached out to, I think my longest is about 200 with this without any issue. You got 11 different illumination settings. There's not any night vision settings to my knowledge on these. I don't use this for night vision. If you wanted to, I'm sure you could, but honestly, if you're looking to do that with this particular style of gun, guys, just throw a red dot on top. Like, you're gonna have a way easier time of getting that red dot into the night vision line of view than trying to look through the stupid scope with it. So moving forward, do have the BCM QD mounting point again. Wow, struggle with that one. And then I have the same Surefire switch. This is the momentary and continuous button switch. Got the same tail cap. It's going to be the button switch and the wire adapter. This light is the 640 DFT. That's the slightly longer version, 2-battery version of the 340. These turbo lights, I cannot say enough good about them.
They're so
they
bright.
Throw forever. Like I'm looking out my back window right now, and I can tell you from experience, because we've sat in the backyard and done it. My neighbors, I mean, probably 300 yards away, decently. I can tell you what kind of car they have because it will reach out and light that up.
Yep.
So,
and
highly recommend.
There's lumens and there's candela. So the difference there is the lumens is I think it's more of the amount of power that the LED can give out. Candela is how tight that warm circle is. So less candela is a wider thing. So think of like your Surefire X300s, X300Us that you have on your pistols, versus the turbo rifle lights that Surefire has. That it's a tighter group, so you're not going to have that splash, but you're going to be able to see out farther. So there's pros and cons to that. If you're in a room and you're trying to stop an attack or a active shooter situation, it's good to have that big spill so you can identify everything that's going on in the room. You obviously wouldn't want one of these lights for that because you're only seeing just a fraction of the room. So again, takeaways, pros and cons for both those kinds of lights, and
Yes, he's exactly right. The reason this is on here is because I can reach out and touch people with this gun. I need a light that can do the same to positively ID targets. So bottom here, I have a BCM angled foregrip that I have kind of chopped to a nub. I like that I chopped it down. It gets in the way less, but I still can get a good C-clamp grip on that. Still activate my light without any issue.
I do have to say, it looks pretty good.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
I really tried.
Like a T-Rex Arms clone, or sorry, Lucas clone. Not T-Rex
Okay, all right, we're done now. Moving up to the very front, I don't remember which muzzle device this is. It is. Just kidding. It's the Mod 3. This is a 14.5 pin and weld, so this muzzle device is not removable without a little bit of work. Probably the only drawback that I have to say about this gun. It was great when I bought it. Still happy with it. But as I've moved into the world of suppressors, wanting to do that kind of stuff, changing out muzzle devices, that's definitely a little bump in the road. I'm going to have to send it off and get it unwelded before I can redo the muzzle device on that. So something to consider if you're thinking about getting a 14.5. Definitely worth it to me at the time. But as far as the forward-thinking aspect of it, in hindsight, I may have done, instead of the complete gun, gone and just got the upper from BCM's website and thrown on the muzzle device that I want. Obviously, in keeping with all regulations to make it a rifle and all that. But
Obviously.
well, regardless, neither here nor there. I do still like this muzzle device, even though it is pin and welded. It does have, I believe, kind of a built-in comp to it. There are small gas ports on the side. You're never going to pick it up on camera, so I won't bother to show it to you. But at the base here, there are some gas ports that allow some of that gas to escape. This is a super flat shooting rifle for that fact. And I don't honestly know how many rounds I have into this. More than my 11.5, so we're probably sitting closer to 2,000 rounds in this, and really no malfunctions that I can even think of, unless user-induced. So
Yep.
No complaints with this rifle. Solid rifle. Highly recommend. It's been a good go-to for a lot of things, but
I wanted to point one more thing out with this rifle, is that if you can tell his put it back. What the heck? His flashlight is past his barrel, which if you're not running suppressed is great, because now you don't have the barrel obstructing part of that flashlight view, which I have a problem with mine, my Mark 18 one. So
the only thing with that is where my flash hider sits, it definitely does spray some good carbon buildup onto the side of this light. So
it's like
keeping that clean,
crust.
Yeah, it gets a little crusty sometimes, but keeping that clean if you care about it. Otherwise, if you like it to look a little crusty, if that's your thing, leave it the way it is. So overall cost, I don't know what you have into your upper. I know that I have
probably this whole thing probably costs, I want to say sub 15, probably more like 12. 1,200 for those of you that are retarded like me.
Can you say that word?
The R word?
On YouTube?
I got that pass.
All right, cool.
Yeah. I have a retarded brother. It's fine.
He does. That's the scary part.
I am the retarded brother. Yeah. Anyway.
This is not the Mark II upper. I should note that. This is just a regular Mark I. Still a great upper, but for those of you that pay attention to what BCM does, they redid their uppers and just basically took a gun that had high round count and said, okay, here's where the failure point is starting, and just beef that up. So you're still getting a super quality gun, but this is obviously not the better version of what I have in the 11.5. So I think, just off the top of my head, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $2,000 for this gun setup.
Really, that's a great price.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I've probably said could use the most upgrading at this point might be the optic, but otherwise, like, it's still a solid optic. At some point, I'm sure I'll try and throw something a little nicer on there, but for what I do and how much I use it, it works just fine. So kind of going back to that purpose-built stuff that we were talking about earlier, if you don't need to spend the money on it, just as good. I know someone else that I won't mention just put out a YouTube video about Just As Good. I like their channel a lot, so I'm going to be nice to them. But Dirty Civilian just did a video on that. I mentioned their name. Just as good quality of stuff. I think that what you're getting for this setup in the optic, really you're not going to see a whole lot of difference in glass until you jump into that, like, okay, we're Night Force of $2,000 quality. So for what it is, it's a good option for you, especially if you're trying to keep that on a budget. So,
yep. I was going to say that when he first bought this gun and I held it for the first time, it is extremely light for what it is, and I was blown away by that. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be a feather, but for what it is, for the rail, for the quality, for not being so skinny that you're worried about melting the rail or the barrel or whatever it is pretty good.
That is actually one thing I will touch on. So on a different gun that I won't show, I have the Midwest rail, and I have done a lot of shooting with that particular rail, and that rail, after about 30 rounds of successive fire, is really warm, like glove needing warm, versus I did 30 rounds out of this gun not too long ago in the course of about 10 seconds or whatever it ended up being. You done?
All right, that's the ASMR for the day.
This rail, even though it is a lot thinner than the Midwest rail, does not heat up nearly as much. So even in his kind of thought of, okay, this is a skinnier rail, the heat distribution on this rail is way better than that one, no offense, because it is.
Hey.
Yeah. Point of aim, point of impact. Do you have anything for that as far as your suppressor?
Not really, honestly. For the suppressor, it is pretty on point. This is not like the 10.5 where you're really seeing drastic changes.
I thought you said you weren't using this. Oh, wait, hold on. Is this what you wanted right here?
No.
Oh, you did? Okay, all right, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm confusing him.
All right,
It's
so I
confused
forgot one paper, but that's fine.
Prism with the tism.
All right, so let's do this one first. So this is at 25 suppressed, 16-inch barrel.
Give the people what they want.
Yes. So I have this gun zeroed for 100 meters, 100 yards, whatever. I know they're not the same. Anyway, so that was 25. I'm happy with that. I mean, it's low, about 2 inches, but yeah, whatever.
2 inches? Sorry. My bad. Continue.
The way I measure, anyway.
This channel was not supposed to be about that, but it just became it. Anyway.
So this is 100. As you can see, it's dropped off. I'm also a bad shooter, so this grouping should probably be tighter, but I don't train enough, so that's that. That's suppressed. All right. So here's not suppressed. A little tighter of grouping. I'm happy with that. I mean, for what it is. Let's see. At 100. Some crap, but obviously right on point of aim. And then this one.
He was actually shooting birdshot with that one.
Yeah, that one is kind of.
Was this 200?
Yay. Yes.
And that was unsuppressed?
Yeah.
We're going to leave that for I'm a little disappointed
day.
in you.
I'm going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What else do we want to touch on here? I know. We're retarded. What's
bad.
One more thing you need to add to that?
So this is my kind of crap rifle, and I haven't done anything to it because I'm poor, number one, which is the most important thing.
Is that why you still owe me money for the round?
Anyway, we're not talking about that. I paid you half of it at least. Anyway, I need a flashlight for this thing. I should not really have this in my possession without a light on it.
I agree.
That is the God-honest truth. I think, Travis Haley, if you're out there, I'm sorry. Anyway.
This has gone so far downhill, it's not. I'm just kidding. It's been great. He's right.
Can he be my dad?
He is right, though.
I need a better dad. He can be mine.
No.
Grantham doesn't deserve him.
Wow.
Anyway, you got anything else you want to add to yours, or is yours?
Now that you've touched on the light topic, I will say yes. If you guys are going to run a rifle, if you're going to run a pistol, I'm actually, you know what? I'll do it right now. If you're going to run a pistol, same for you. I don't care if you have an optic on there, but please, for the love of all things holy, put a light on there.
Yep.
Because you need to be able to positively ID a target at night if you're going to carry this at night.
Yep.
Handheld flashlights work great until they don't.
Yep.
So carry
and
both.
Also, the use cases are very much so different with these. I heard a FUD online say, "Why do you have a light on your concealed carry gun?" And why do you have a concealed carry? Like, why are you carrying? Because you're prepared for worst case scenario. Sometimes, a lot of the time actually, worst case scenarios happen at night. So once you have positively ID'd, you're carrying your handheld and you're like, okay, this parking lot looks a little sketch. You see somebody with a knife and like coming towards you, you're like, okay, that's a little weird, And if they start like progressing on you, dude, that flashlight is going to be vital for you to be able to positively ID, make sure you're hitting him or her. I'm not sexist.
You're unbiased today?
Yes, very.
That's good.
I mean, not today, but right now.
Okay. Right.
And making sure your backstop is not some little child, right? because that's also important. So being able to move and get out of that backstop of innocent people, that's also vital as well. So that's just a light thing. It's not just concealed carry lights, it's for lights in general. You're trying to basically positively see what you're shooting at and being able to know that you're not hitting anything else. And if you are, to be able to move your position based on that.
Yep. I think he said it pretty well. Making sure that you can positively ID is, I mean, kind of that one of rules, gun safety 101. So he already touched on his light. I think for me, the biggest thing about this gun that I want changed at this point is probably the muzzle device. I love the muzzle device that's on there, but the next thing for me is suppressors. That's got to happen before I can do anything else. So deciding what muzzle device I'm going with and changing that out, that's probably the next big thing for me. If I wasn't going to run the suppressors, I probably wouldn't ever change it because it's a great flash hider, but
it does look
it's the logical
too.
next thing. So I'm running the same sling. I don't know if he touched on his sling. I'm running the same MS1 sling. This is not the same one, but just another one. I try to keep across all the ARs that I have the same basic method of function. So having that same sling that I can tighten, loosen with the same way every time.
I mean, it's kind of touche, but manual of arms, being able to
he's exactly
do
right.
the same thing with every rifle you have, keeping it so that you're focusing on what you need to, which is what you're aiming and shooting at.
I'm dummy proofing my stuff. I'll just put it that way.
And that's not a stupid thing. You just need to do that because of the way your mind processes information. There's a point where you can't process more than what you're handling, and if that's between a sling and shooting someone that doesn't need to be shot, there's a huge difference there. So
life in prison versus not life in prison.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's fine. All right. I think we kind of both touched on the purposes of this NOD use. Neither of us are really using these rifles for nods. We already hit cost for you guys. Round count, give or take. I think that's pretty much it for these rifles. We've tried to hit as much as we can, but if there's something we missed, just like the last time, give us a comment, guys. We like to talk to you guys. You're why we do this, so please let us know if there's something you liked, disliked, want us to see maybe more detail on, less detail on. Obviously, these videos can be long. We don't want them to be long to the point where you stop watching. So if there's too much detail, let us know. If there's not enough, let us know that too. But thank you guys for tuning in. Consider liking and subscribing. It really helps out the channel to grow and reach more people. So thank you guys for tuning in, sticking to the end of the video, and we will see you guys on the next one.
Boy Scout.
He's retarded, I swear.
All right. Testing.
Testing 179. It's your mom.
Oh, snap.
Oh, Gotti.
Not my mom. My dad left. Finally, she's with somebody that loves her.
You sure about that?
Maybe.